Have you ever tried shifting to a new course? Or have you ever tried applying for a job? How about inquiring about a product through a letter? Well, that is what we call a business letter. And a business letter is usually a letter from one company to another or between such organizations and their customers, clients, and other external parties. It is a form of communication that we do and will also serve as our reference for the transaction. So, in this lesson, we will explore the type of business letters based on the purpose for which the letter is written. So, our first type of business letter is the application letter, and an application letter is sometimes called a cover letter. And is imposed persuasively whenever you apply for your target job, you usually use this application letter, and this letter is usually accompanied by your resume for additional information about your experience and skills. This letter should convince the reader about the question, why will we hire you? So it should highlight your skills and achievements. On writing an application letter, on the um, on writing an application letter, the first thing that you want to do is to determine the reason why you're applying for the job. You might want to mention if the job is solicited or unsolicited. On the second paragraph, explain why you deserve the job without being too boastful. You may support it by citing your qualifications. And on the third paragraph, even if you think you are hired or not, thank for the hiring personnel. And being grateful is also one of the most important character that you can use, especially here on the job interview. I can still remember the first time I applied for a job. I remember in one of our English lessons, we needed to make an application letter whenever we use it. And I felt cringe at first for highlighting my skills, but I would do anything to get the job, so I continued. Now it's pretty standard for me. Whenever I make an application letter, it is just pretty easy. How about you? How's your experience in writing an application letter? You can share and comment below on the fun experience in writing an application letter. So as we can see here, we have an example of application letter. There is the address, the date, the receiver's name, and the body of the letter. It is with great interest that I submit my resume to be considered for an English teaching position, preferably college or senior high school for school year 2018 to 2019. I graduated from St. Joseph Institute of College in Butuan City when I finished my Bachelor of Science Secondary Education major in English in 2013 and passed the licensure examination for teachers last March 29, 2015, held in Two Times City. So currently, I am taking a Master of Education in Language Teaching at the University of Two Times City since August 2017, with 18 units completed as of this time. Next is the following example would be the resignation letter. And when an employee plans to leave his job, a letter of resignation is usually sent to his immediate manager, giving him notice and letting him know when the last day of employment will be. I think we are all familiar with this. This is usually sent 30 days before the last employment or last day of employment of the employee. So in the example given, we can see that in the body of the letter, the sender started the letter with an introduction, saying that he is resigning for his job and the date when it should be his last day of employment. He also stated the remarkable things he got while working at this company and how he was grateful for the company's opportunities. Then he ended it with an offer if there was anything that he could do to help with the transition and finding and training of his replacement. And the following business letter we will discuss is the cover letter. A letter of introduction attached to or accompanying another document, such as resume or curriculum vitae. The cover letter is a tool to help introduce yourself in a memorable, personal way during a job application. So, as we can see by the description, the cover letter is similar to the application letter. Well, an application letter contains the sender's clear intentions and has more insights into the sender's experience and skills. It will also attract the receiver and convince them. In contrast, the cover letter usually attached to a resume and is not detailed since the resume usually supports the cover letter. As we can see in the cover letter example, the applicant started the letter by saying that he is applying for the job he saw on the careers website. He also included his brief experience and the task he handled in the previous company and his phone number. The following letter that we will talk about is the letter of recommendation. Prospective employers often ask job applicants for letters and recommendation before they hire them. This letter or this type of letter is usually from a previous employer or professor describing the sender's relationship with an opinion of the job seeker. If you're going to go and apply for a program, they need a letter of recommendation too. So be good with your professors and boss because sometimes they're the ones who can help you achieve of what you want or your dreams. And the next slide shows an example of recommendation where a professor recommends this student for a college scholarship program. The professor also highlighted the skills of his student or this student and his excellent work. Next, in the sales letter, which is a sales letter, is a piece of direct mail designed to persuade the reader to purchase a particular product or service without a salesperson. Typically, a sales letter starts with a powerful statement to capture the reader's interest. There's also a type of sales letter that we usually receive online. We usually receive it through email, which is also a marketing strategy. However, the difference is this is an email that we got on our inbox, and um, what we're talking right now is a letter which we usually receive a hard copy of it. The sales letter also includes the product's price and what it can do and why you will buy it. It also had a contact number and email where you could contact them. So here on the example, we can see that the contact number is located here and as well as the email where you can contact them. Okay, so for the next slide, if there is a sales letter, there is also an order letter. And it is fascinating to know about the order letter in this world where we usually order everything online. How about you? Have you ever tried sending an order letter? Let us know your experience in the comment box below. These letters usually contain specific information such as model number, product name, quantity desired, and expected price. The payment is sometimes included with the letter. Sent by consumers or businesses to a manufacturer, retailer, or wholesaler to goods or services. In continuation with the order letter, here is the example of the order letter. And as we can see here that there is, or this order letter contains a desired process that the sender want, which is they want to order, and they want to purchase this 22 individual stand mixers. So So next is the complaint letter, and some products don't satisfy us. And it might be the product is defective, the service went wrong, or so on. So one of the solutions that you can do is to write a complaint letter. And the words and the tone that you use in a letter complaining to a business may decide whether your complaint is satisfied. An essential tip for writing a complaint letter is to be direct, but, but tactful, and always use a professional tone if you want the company to listen to you. A complaint letter includes what you purchased, when and where, the problem with the product or service, the time limit, and where they can contact you. This letter should include your name and account number if you have any. So, in the part two of this lesson is the adjustment letter, the letter of inquiry, the letter of reply or response, the letter of request, acknowledgement letter, acceptance letter, and refusal letter. But for now, here is a quick recap. We talk about the business letters and and their types, such as application letters, resignation letter, cover letters, letters of recommendation, sales letters, order letters, and complaint letters. So don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the video. Well, that means a lot to me. And you can also check the PDF copy of the PowerPoint transcription and audio of this lesson if you want to listen it while doing something. And also a short quiz. So if you want to practice this lesson and test your knowledge, the link can be found in the description below.